I don't know how to start this. I don't know how to start this video, so I guess I'll just jump in there, really. Work in retail crumbles your core, and I mean like your internal core. Like, it gradually wears down your tolerance for stupidity, your tolerance for just people in general, unless you are just an overall happy person. And even then, working retail can gradually just destroy your walls. Now, I say that because I've been working the same job for going on 7 years now, since October 2010. That's a long time. And when I first started working there, it was fine. I enjoyed that job every single day, even despite, the long hours and all that. It was a job I could enjoy because it was letting me interact with people, and I was overall a happy person back then. Now, if you compare the way I am now to the way it is back then, or to what I used to be back then, those are two completely different people now. Because every day now, I get irritated at the littlest things. Like, it's not even small stuff. And it's like small little things that start to affect me every now and again. Like, for example, when I'm greeting people, when I'm ringing people up, and I say, hey, how you doing today? And I get met with silence. And sure, there are some examples where it's expected silence, because I ring up a lot of people who don't know English, so I say, how you doing? And they just look at me like, and I'm like, okay, well, it's expected. But then there are people who I know, well, I don't know, but that I've heard them speak English, and I know they understand English, and I say, how you doing? And they just give me that look, and they just look at me, and then they go back to what they were doing. It's just like, I know you heard me. It's just like, why? It's like, every single time someone ignores me when I do a greeting, I always blame myself for it, and I know I shouldn't, and I used to not really care. But now, just like every time I even remotely, but let's put it this way, every time someone ignores me now, just in the back of my mind, I'm saying, all right, go to hell, you bitch. Just like, that's literally my inner thoughts now, every single time someone ignores me. And it's just, it bothers me so much, because I always just think that maybe they think something's wrong with me. Is there something wrong with my face? Because just like, it kind of relates to socializing, like how it's kind of hard for me to socialize, period. Because it's not just older people that do this, even though it's mostly older people that ignore me. It's even people that look my age or around my age, or like maybe be younger, older, doesn't matter, around, the teenage-ish years and all that nonsense. They'll ignore me too. I'm just like, okay, what is wrong with me? Because they ignore me, and then they'll go on to talk to another associate that works with me. It's just like, okay, all right, I see, it's me. There's something wrong with me, right? And that, like I said, my wall has been crumbled, because working there so long has made me just start to question every single thing. And that's not the only thing that irritates me. Just like everything at work irritates me. The people who are just entitled and think they deserve the world because they want to come in and they watch for the slightest thing to go wrong. And then when that one thing goes wrong, they think they're entitled to get it fixed. And then like it's not even a big deal. And then they have to call for a manager, and then they get their way because they freaking complain and all that nonsense. People are entitled. I hate it. People steal, and just like witnessing stealing happening, and then like not being able to do anything about it without putting my job at risk, because I'm not allowed to do anything about it. I'm just allowed to sit there and watch, or sit there and tell somebody, and then by the time I tell somebody, they're not around anymore, and I look like a damn liar. And that also irritates me. It's just like every little bit of things that I see at retail hates me. But that stealing bit irritates me so much, and it's not even funny. Because when people steal, that's not coming out of just Walmart's pocket. That's coming out of everybody's pocket. That's coming out of people who work there's pocket. That's coming out of the customers' pockets. That's coming out of everybody's pocket when someone steals. And that fucking sucks. It's like, I know you're in a bad situation. Obviously, if you're stooping to stealing, either A, you can't afford it and you really want it, for some reason, or B, you need it for some reason, therefore you're stealing it. And it's like, there's never a situation to steal for. There's never. It's just a vicious loop. I've always wanted to rant about stealing. I've never really come across a way to do so. But stealing is just a vicious loop when it comes to retail. And it really just comes back to bite everybody in the ass. Not just the person who's stealing, who thinks they're entitled to this item, so they're just going to take it like a little bitch. You know, it's just like, why? I say it's a loop because literally they steal, we lose that money because we can't, pay back what we bought the item for to put it on the shelf. Therefore, the price has to go up to make up that loss in profit, meaning the price of everything else goes up of that same item, meaning everybody else has to pay more. And basically you're taking money out of the customer's pocket, so they're paying more because they stole this item. And then that loss in profit affects the store's gains that we work at, which means there's less money going to paying their workers, meaning workers get less hours, meaning you're stealing money out of our pockets too. And that's what really, really irritates me about work, about just stealing, not work, but stealing. I really wish people would think before they do shit like that, because it doesn't make any sense for any situation to steal out of. Even, and I'm gonna sound like an asshole here, but it's 100% true. Even if you have starving kids, there is no reason to steal for that, because at the end of the day, if you steal to feed your kids and you're out of food again, you say you get away with the stealing and you feed your kids, and it comes around and you're out of food again, and you haven't done anything to fix your life to get some money, like get a job or go to the many places there are to get help with the money to get food, because there are plenty of sources for it around our town, just in general. And you decide, oh, well, we're in the same situation again, you're gonna go steal again. It's like, it's a vicious loop. And what are you gonna tell your kids? Where are you gonna tell your kids where you got the food? If they know you don't have money, you're just gonna tell them, oh, we're gonna tell your kids. And then if you tell them the truth, they're just gonna end up doing the same thing when they grow up. And then that's why we have more thieves nowadays, because kids take after their parents. Kids are truthful until they're taught not to be. Kids will come out and be the 100% most honest individuals I've ever seen. Like, literally, kids will call you out on things that you don't want them to, because kids are honest. Like, literally, until you teach them to keep their mouth shut or something like that about not talking about personal business, and if they feel something is wrong, kids will say it. They'll come out and rat you out in a heartbeat, because they're good people until they're taught not to be good people, and then they're bad people. But I can't blame the kids for that. You gotta blame the parents. And it just sucks. It really does. And I know I got off topic here, but it all applies nonsense. It all applies in the end. It's just like, working so long in retail has really got me questioning, do I even still want to work retail anymore? I've honestly been thinking, maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to do something different in life. But the more I question that, the more it would make me realize that I would miss some of the things that I like about my job. Sure, the people who ignore me, for the most part, are in the minority, because most everyone acknowledges my existence. That when I check them out, they just say hi or something. That's fine. I just want a little bit of acknowledgement. And you're not, that you're not going to be an asshole and completely ignore me. And I know that sounds like I'm being entitled too, but come on now. I'm the one dealing with these things called humans all day. I just like to, make the job a little bit easier, get the greeting done so I can ring up your shit. That's all I want. But it's just like, there's a majority of things that I like about working the job I work, because one, it's what I've been wanting to work since I was little. Sure, none of my other family really agrees with my decision to work at Walmart or just work as a cashier in general, But that's honestly been my goal since the very beginning. Like literally since second, third grade, when I was in a program for like, future planning, cashier was like my job of choice. Sure, it wasn't specifically at Walmart, but it was gonna be just a cashier in general because I just liked working with money. I liked counting. I liked math. I just liked working with electronics. I liked ringing things up, and I liked talking to people, despite how shy I was in the past. So it was like a perfect job for me. I didn't care. Like back then, it was just like it was a decent job back then. Of course, nowadays with inflation and all that nonsense, working as a cashier nowadays, especially on minimum wage, is seen just unheard of to live off of, obviously. But that doesn't change the fact that it's still a job. And it doesn't change the fact that I'm still a person just because I'm working what's seen as a low wage job, which I mean, it's not even low wage nowadays with, the way things have changed, but still it's just like I don't know, everything just irritates me, man. And I say it's work specifically because when I get home and I hop on the computer and I play games, I'm fine. I'm completely fine. Like gaming is a de-stress for me. Every time I'm at work, I usually am fine until something happens, and every day something happens, and it really, really sucks. Now, I'm not gonna pull the plug on working just yet because I have put in for vacation, like here coming up soon, and I'll have a long time away from work, and usually that's what I wait for so I can recharge and, just, I guess, step back, take a break, and not have to worry about people for a while. And sure, everything in life ain't as it's meant to be, but hopefully with being away from work for a while, it should help. At least I would assume it would help, It just sucks. When, life is not what I want it to be, and I've made mistakes in like the last couple of years that have caused me more grief than really needs to be. Being stressed at work is not what needs to help, because that's where I spend like 85% of my time now is at work. 5 days a week I'm over at work, and then 2 days I'm here. It's like I don't need to be stressed where I'm at majority of the time, which I mean most of the time I'm not. Like I said, it's just like the ones in the minority of what starts to irritate me when something bad happens, or when I witness something bad happening, or something like me being forgotten when they throw me down on a different register and then forget I'm down there and then forget I need to go home, and then I'm at work for 30 minutes to an hour over. Shit like that starts to irritate me, and it sucks. It really does, like I said. But I really couldn't see myself leaving the job that I work now because I've made so many friends with the people I work with. I say friends loosely, but there are a few friends that I have made there, so I say friends very loosely because I don't really know if they'd even be friends if I didn't work there, Obviously, it's like a coworker is not a friend until you build that friendship, but I'm getting sidetracked here. I don't know. I really don't know. But I definitely needed to get something off my chest today because just everything has been irritating. Like the last week, irritating. Though not on the channel. The channel's been great, but just like life is irritating right now. And I really just need some time to relax. Good thing it's the weekend. Like I got 3 days to relax, but it sucks. Life sucks. Life really sucks. I don't really have nothing else to say. At all. Can't really say much else, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time today. I'll see you guys next time with some more videos. Yep.